All right, here we've got a Matchless DC-30, and this was here in for service 2.5 years ago. And the owner called me because he had some other amps to bring in, and he said that when he got it back from being serviced 2.5 years ago, it still buzzed. And I apologized to him, and I said, if you brought it in as soon as you got it home, we could have chased that down. And normally, more than 90 days have elapsed, and I would treat this as a totally, no warranty on that. But I know the guy, he's a good guy, he's a good player, we've done a lot of business together, I think we have a good relationship. So I'm gonna treat this as a warranty thing, or maybe I missed something. I've not played this yet, I just hooked it up for this video, and we're gonna check out the two channels. The left channel is essentially top boost like an AC-30, the right channel is the EF86 channel. Now, I went through my service records, because I keep records on every amp, down to the serial number and everything. It had a broken master volume pot. It had a broken capacitor connection inside the amp. It had mismatched output tubes, one of which was dead. It had a dead rectifier tube. So I put a new old stock, I think 5AR4 in there. And I put in a matched quad of really good quality 7189 output tubes. None of the preamp tubes were changed. Various little fixes as far as mechanical things in the amp. And I'm pretty thorough on these, so I don't remember this amp buzzing. So let's see what's happening on the top boost channel together. This is me not covering my ass. This is me seeing if I miss something, or if there's a problem with the electrical environment or whatever. So here's the top boost channel. There's a little bit of a slight buzz that can be a preamp tube. Part of it's going to be just what a Matchless sounds like as far as its grounding scheme. So it's way in the background of what you're playing. That's not what it does. Given that this Matchless is a 20, 30-year-old amp now, I guess 30-year-old amp, that is a really acceptable noise floor level. Now, these things are not built out of unicorn hair and Care Bear guts or whatever people think. It's just an amplifier. It's a bit overbuilt. The layout is not optimal as far as the grounding. But this sounds like a brand new Matchless. If you did a time travel to 1987 or 1990 or whatever, buy it. This is pretty much what you would expect. So I'm going to say that this channel is good. Now, this amp has been on for 3 hours, even though I only played it now in front of you guys. So everything in there should be nice and toasty. Worst case scenario. Let's check the EF86 channel. Now that's where I suspect if this amp has a buzz or a problem, that's where it's going to be. I checked my notes. And originally, Matchless did not have pins 2 and 7 connected on the cathode, connected on the F86. which means that there was no connection to the internal shielding of the tube. And it was really noisy then. I did connect pins 2 and 7, and it would have been quiet enough for me to send out the door. EF86s are just really fragile things. It's possible that between him picking the amp up and him getting it home, he hit the magic pothole and that EF86 is giving problems. Let's find out. If necessary, I've got a new old stock Tesla EF86 here we can pop in and see. All right, I'm just hearing the white noise. I'm just hearing regular white noise. And again, that sounds like a very, very healthy amp. I'm wondering if there's an issue with his electrical environment, et cetera, because I'm not getting any issues with this. I mean, I went through and tapped it before I played through it, and aside from normal slight microphonics in the EF86, everything is sounding really nice. Master volume works, it's a push-pull. Side note, the Matchless master volume is what's called a cross line. It works. It is far from transparent. It's not the best sounding option, but you know, it works well enough for most people. And it's fortunately bypassable, because even on 10, it is audible in the circuit. Not my preferred master for an AC-30 type amp, but it does work. So I got to call the owner because I'm not getting any buzzing. I'm not getting any sounds that you don't want. There's a certain level of white noise. There's a certain amount of buzz in the background, but it's really minor. You have to really listen for it. I'm not saying the owner is wrong. I'm not saying the owner is hearing things, but there are things which can happen in an electrical environment that make a guitar or amp really problematic. I've had one guy in town I worked on his old amp, and it was sounding great. Sounded great in the video here. He brought it home. Had terrible problems. There was a beeping sound. There was always a beeping sound. He called me over. I went to his house to hear where the beeping sound was coming from. It was his home alarm system. It was all on the same leg of the power that he was plugged into, and that beep was getting into his amp from that. We had to run an extension cord to a different outlet and on a different circuit of the house. The beep was gone. Other people, they think there's something wrong with their amp. It's a dimmer switch. It can be a dimmer switch on another level of the house. A totally different room, but it's on the same circuit and ejects that noise and gets into the amplifier or gets into the pickups. So I'm not passing the buck. I'm not covering my ass, but I don't think there's anything wrong with this amp. But I'm going to let it run with a loop pedal for several hours just to see if I can get it to mess up. I'm also going to call the owner and let him know what I found, show him this video, and we'll take it from that point.